The fate of a whole region would be determined by the unwavering commitment of a single man in the heart of the Majapahit Empire. Legendary Prime Minister Gajah Mada was a name shrouded in mystery and terror, his promise echoing down the years. Despite appearing unattainable at the time, the commitment served as the foundation for the mightiest kingdom in Indonesia. Gajah Mada wasn't your typical boss. Cunning and boldness, qualities that would serve him well in the turbulent years ahead, were hallmarks of his ascent to power. Having come from modest origins, he rose through the ranks fast, his desire as limitless as the waters encircling his native country. However, the Sampa Palapa, his pledge, was what would ultimately determine his legacy. The plot starts in the turbulent and divided 14th century. Despite its might, the Majapahit Empire was broken up, with shaky alliances holding its various regions together. Gajah Mada took an oath not to eat spices, the highly valued palapa, until he had accomplished his aim, because he had a vision of a united archipelago that was so compelling. This was no easy task, as there were numerous rival kingdoms and formidable adversaries on the islands. Imagine the anxiety when Gajah Mada addressed the court with a firm and unflinching voice. He proclaimed his intention to subjugate all the islands to Majapahit. There was a sense of skepticism. How was it possible for one guy, even as strong as Gajah Mada, to aspire to complete such an enormous task? Still, there was a resoluteness in his eyes that dispelled any uncertainty. The court looked on, unsure but interested. The island of Bali posed the first challenge to Gajah Mada. It was a jewel in the archipelago, fiercely independent and proud. The Prime Minister's simple but brilliant strategy involved breaking the spirit of resistance rather than relying solely on brute force, and he used a combination of military might and astute diplomacy to bring Bali to its knees. The victory was evidence of his strategic genius, but it was only the beginning. Upon hearing about his achievements, other kingdoms started to pay attention. A few made the decision to side with Majapahit after realizing that Gajah Mada's plan was inevitable. Some refused, sparking a string of intense conflicts. The sound of battleships clashing reverberated across the islands. The seas churned with their wake, and the air filled with the sounds of warfare. The Battle of Babut was one of the most fabled conflicts. Gajah Mada was up against a proud and strong empire in this place, the Sundanese. The war was not simply for territory. Honor and heritage were also at issue, thus the stakes were high. The Majapahit king planned to wed the Sundanese princess in an arrangement intended to strengthen ties. However, miscommunication and betrayal caused a terrible battle that resulted in tragedy. With unwavering drive, Gajah Mada persevered in the face of obstacles and controversy. He constructed the union he had vowed to achieve kingdom by kingdom and island by island. Although his decisions were controversial and his techniques were harsh, they proved effective. The archipelago started to witness the results of his efforts, a massive, powerful and culturally rich empire that influenced much of Southeast Asia. As the culmination of Gajah Mada's trip draws near, the tension builds. His unshakable resolve was reflected in the cohesiveness of the empire he helped build, which was now a formidable force. But like with any good story, there's a twist. Despite his enormous success, Gajah Mada saw an inexplicable downturn in his later years. Allegations of treason against him led to his banishment. These accusations may have been prompted by political intrigue and jealousy. The formidable prime minister, who had commanded armies and nations, passed away in obscurity. However, his legacy was not so quickly forgotten. A unified archipelago had been established, fulfilling Gajah Mada's dream, and the Majapahit Empire continued to blaze a trail of culture and strength long afterward. His thrilling and inspiring tale has endured the ages as a monument to the strength of an unwavering commitment. The unexpected turn of events is that Gajah Mada's oath, the Sampa Palapa, lived on long after his death. He is honored in contemporary Indonesia not only as a historical figure, but also as a representation of cohesion and tenacity. His life, a synthesis of myth and fact, serves as a reminder that, with steadfast resolve, even the most ambitious goals can come true. Therefore, there is more to Gajah Mada's incredible story than merely a story of conquest and cunning. We see the continuing legacy of a man who dared to dream of togetherness in a time of separation, the power of a single pledge, and the influence of a tenacious spirit.
His narrative serves as a potent reminder that people who have the audacity to envision the unattainable and the perseverance to see it through to completion have influenced history.